Hey, everybody. This is a t-shirt for the podcast Nocturne. Check out the latest episode. I've mentioned it a few places online. It's me, Scoots. If you're watching on Facebook or on the Patreon page, click through to YouTube if you want to chat and ask any questions. I got about an hour here. I'm going to run through what's coming up this week, a couple of announcements, just drinking coffee because it's 9:30. Just got back from a long run. And then I'll answer the questions that people posted yesterday. Cool. I hope everybody's doing well. It's winter cold season. My phone's buzzing for some reason. So cool. Let's see, where am I? Ba 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 ba. That's the live stream song that I tend to sing. What do we have coming up? Oh, we got announcements. First of all, if you're a patron, double check. I think we still have about 209 invalid credit cards or people's credit cards that aren't going through. So you can do me a huge favor and just try to log into Patreon. It'd be a huge help. If we could get that below 200, that would be huge. And if you don't use your Patreon feed yet, for some reason, to listen to your bonus content, that it's Sleep With Me is a podcast, so it's best consumed on a podcast app. Go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/Patreon FAQ. All this is in the notes of the video and the Patreon post. So yeah, make sure you're using it's just the best way to get the ad-free, jingle-free episodes along with a bunch of other patron-only content. Let's see. So in our store, we have two new items. We have pajama pants with glow-in-the-dark stars on the butt, but we also have the most successful piece of merch we ever did, the only time we ever did merch before this current version, which is the Bella Flowy tank top, and that is also in our store. Took a while. It was something I've been really wanting to do because I know it was just a really, really popular item back 4 or 5 years ago when we did it. So the Bella Flowy tank is also in the store. That'd be good for the spring and summer season, or just wearing around the house with your pajama pants because it's a nice flowy tank. So there's that. There's another big announcement as far as accessibility for for Sleep With Me is I'm taking. Until we get to the break-even point with the merch. But like I'm taking the money coming in from the merch store and also fronting some money to do real transcripts of the show, human transcript versions. We've tried machine transcripts in the past. They just haven't worked. And I'm making the plunge and the risk to invest some money in human transcripts that make Sleep With Me more accessible for people that need transcripts to consume the show. And also people that just want to read through the transcripts. There will be times that hopefully I can add hyperlinks. It's related to the transcripts, and you can find those a couple days. So they'll be lagging behind the public releases just because of the transcription process and stuff. But like right after the next, so tonight, when tonight's episode comes out, the transcripts for the last episode will be up. It'll be on the episode page. At the bottom will be the whole transcript. So if there's someone in your life that needs transcripts to listen to consume a podcast, then they'll be there. And if you just like to read the transcripts, they're really well done. That's transcripts. Let's see what else for the housekeeping. Oh, we have a new sponsor testing out the show, Cushy CBD. They use full spectrum CBD oil. You get 20% off your first order by using our link, which is in the show notes, cushydcbd.com/sleep. Sleep20 is the promo code for 20% off your first order. Zola is also a sponsor. If you're getting married soon and you're looking to do your wedding website and your wedding registry, Zola does it all in one place. And you get $50 off your Zola registry by going to zola.com/sleep. And we're also trying to get, I use Green Chef. So I'd really love for Green Chef to come on as a long-term sponsor. And if they come on based on how many people support Green Chef. So if you're looking to test out Green Chef, you haven't tested out yet, $50 off your first box, greenchef.us/sleep. I think that's all the housekeeping. I'm not seeing any action in the chat. Maybe I didn't post it. I guess maybe it's because it's 9:30 on a Sunday. But I guess this is recorded, so it doesn't matter anyway. Cool. So what do we have coming up this week? Coming up this week on Patreon, tonight we have, for $5 and up patrons, ad-free version of Big Sky P.I. episode 5. Monday night we have story-only version of episode 724, Mistletoe Junction, Happiest Holiday Shop episode 1. Tuesday night we have episode 725 of a story-only version of that. That's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade episode. Then Wednesday night for $5 and up patrons, we have Doctor Who Season 2, Episode 4 or 5, depending on how you're the girl in the fireplace, which is a really good episode. I don't know. This episode I liked a lot. $10 and up patrons on Thursday night, we'll get an all-intro episode. I think that's scheduled. And then Friday night, $10 and up patrons will get, tentatively still scheduled, is episode story-only version of episode 360. And then publicly tonight in the main feed will be School Reunion, Doctor Who Season 2, Episode 4. That doesn't make sense. I guess it's Episode 3. I don't know. School Reunion from Season 2 of Doctor Who, which is also a fun episode. Excuse me, I got to blow my nose. Just getting over my second winter cold. And then Wednesday night is a cool episode 750. It's called Sandman in Toyland. It's an Untold Tales transverse plane episode based on a wizard that was in Babes in Toyland. I think that's everything here. Let me click back to YouTube, see if there's any questions in the chat. Nothing in the chat. Oh, I have top chat on. That's why. Live chat. Mess that up every time. Looks like it's still clear, though. Cool. If anybody's watching, if you could hit me in the chat to just so I see if it's working. But I'm going to start running through these questions I got. Hit me with any questions in the chat. Let's see here. How's everybody doing? Okay, these are the questions that got posted on Patreon yesterday. August asks, if Stan were to create a new freestyle soda in honor of all he has learned about art, life, and free will, what would it be called and what would it taste like? I don't know. I'll have to give that one. Maybe that'll come to me in the middle of the thing. What would Stan? It would have to be bubble. It would have to be bright and bubbly. I guess we could try to narrow it down. Hey, Dylan. So it'd have to be bright and bubbly, but also probably with a touch of darkness. So a touch of darkness maybe could come from a black cherry flavor. Probably be sugar-free because of sustainability. So maybe it'd be a sparkling water. So probably let's see. So a black cherry, maybe a caffeinated black cherry. I mean, again, I'm letting my own biases come in here. What would be the artistic thing? A mystery flavor would be the artistic part of Stan. Maybe a natural coloring. Maybe some caffeine would be nice. What would it be called? I think you'd call it Joy, maybe, or Try. Let's see. I don't know. It's easy. It's easier when I'm in the climbing closet with Stan. That's some brainstorming to start it off August. Debbie asks, any new episodes with Ray coming up? Not scheduled. Usually try to do 2 episodes a year with Ray. He just did one, I think, in the last couple months. So we record about 2 months out. So I don't have anything scheduled. So maybe in the summer or maybe in the summertime, maybe. I don't know. Ray when Ray has an episode, he would send it. He'd let me know and say, hey, I just went on this trip. And then he would record it and then we'd put it in the schedule. So right now the schedule is booked through maybe April. I mean, we're kind of waiting for the Game of Thrones schedule, but yeah, I mean, usually Ray comes in twice a year. Sometimes if he has really other than the Thanksgiving episode, but nothing on the schedule. But again, the schedule is kind of fluid sometimes. So he could come in and the episode could be so good it would be bumped up. But I do like to space his episodes out. Joe asks, when will I be searching for mountain mamas? I've been working trying to see if that's a good version for a live show. So I've actually been like working with that episode. We submitted that episode for an award on it here. I mean, I'm not super confident it was that we'd get even nominated for the award. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm still like searching through that episode and rewriting it kind of. So Mountain Mom's definitely on my mind. Any progress in implementing anonymously human warmed bathtubs? Yeah, I did. That came up recently too. Maybe it was at the live show or maybe it was in another episode where I pitched that idea again. Where was it? Maybe it was on another podcast. I was telling them about that business idea. But yeah, I'm always working on that one. Because I think we gotta service the 0.01%, Let's see. Dylan in the chat asks, any other television shows to cover other than GOT? I mean, right now we're going to be finishing the season of Doctor Who before and after the Game of Thrones season, then some TNG, and then seeing the schedule for next season of Good Place, Dylan. So those would be the shows we have on. Like I still have 3 more episodes to finish. One this week of season 2 or series 2 of Doctor Who, David Tennant's first season. So when I get those done, it'll depend on how close it is to the GOT season. I've also been working on the GOT episodes already for a few months since January. So getting those ready, the non-episode related stuff. And then I'll do some TNG, Star Trek The Next Generation episodes. If for some reason there's a bigger gap in the start of the, if the summer schedule needs something else, I'd look at it. But right now I think we'd be covered between Who, TNG, and Game of Thrones. And then we'd go Good Place. And then 2020 we'd be looking at, I don't know, 2020 will be its own thing. Gabriel asks, sustainability state of the podcast. Sustainability state of the podcast questions kind of, I guess like there's always a meta question in there of like, is like Sleep With Me is all of Sleep With Me's operating revenue comes from listeners directly. So either listeners that support the sponsors or Patreon, and then much lesser from now the support for the transcripts, even though it's one group of money is like is from the people that support the merch store or sleep phones. But we don't have any sources of funding that aren't related to direct to listener action. So I guess like it just comes down to like listeners asking themselves, like, do you support the show value for value on Patreon or by supporting the sponsors? And then the answer that you arrive at to that, it could be yes or it could be no. If it's yes, then you're doing your part to keep the show sustainable and out there because you're giving value for value and by taking action. If the answer is no, I mean, some people just can't afford to support the show. Some people choose not to, and then, bigger pool of people, it's just a natural thing. Like it's a small percentage of people that support the show. So if you're in one of those, it's kind of like you're on the ride with me. Cause I feel good about this year. We do need I mean, sponsor support is key to keeping the show, free version of the show going. So it'd be nice to see some long-term sponsorships come out of like Quip, Cushy, Green Chef, and Zola, and then people continue to support Brooklyn and Casper and Robin Hood. And, you know, the more listeners that take action, direct action to support the show, the more sustainable the show is. I mean, podcasting is in this weird space because almost every podcast is supported by direct listener action. And a lot of people are trying to say, well, is this going to work long term, or do podcasts need to become part of a paid service like movies and Netflix? And I don't think this year, but I think towards the end of the year and then to next year, we're going to see these divergent paths. And I'm definitely in this path of like trying to keep the podcast free and outside of a paid service. But it definitely depends on listener action. But I mean, I feel good about this year. I mean, I'm really conservative with what we project, and I'm probably too conservative. I probably should have hired someone a long time ago. But instead I've tried to like make sure the show stays sustainable and not overextending myself instead of overextending the show financially. But that would be the next step for the sustainability shows, me drawing down the hours to something more realistic working and bringing someone on. And we're pretty much close to, like I said, like just looking at the projections with the sponsor support, Cushy CBD, Zola, Green Chef, Quip, and then supporting the current sponsors, and the show will be fine. So it really comes down to like listener support. But yeah, I don't know. Podcasting is such a new industry. It's like becoming harder and harder to pick. But I mean, I feel good about the show. I use Apple Podcasts, and for playlists, can you make more all-nighters? Can't answer this question, but like making the all-night episodes that $10 up patrons get is very labor intensive. So that's why they only come out once a month. But there are a lot of podcast apps that are good at making playlists. So, you might check out on iOS Pocket Cast or Overcast. And then I know there's some other good ones on Android. Hannah asks, are you still keeping up with your morning pages? Yes, I did 3 pages this morning. Actually finished a notebook today, so I got to see if I have another notebook around. Yeah, it's brutal doing the morning pages. There have been times I've like dropped it down to like 1, but I've been trying to stay at 3, even when I don't want to do 3. Morning pages is part of this book by Julia Cameron, but I do find it good just as a form of regular journaling. I don't really use the morning pages for the podcast. It is for personal use. But yeah, I still do them. Thought I had some other comment about it, but morning pages. Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to do evening pages, like just 1. That's not part of that program, but yeah, I still do them. I mean, I guess like I have like when I go on trips, I don't do them. So I have a trip coming up where I'm like, okay, if I can't do 3, can I do 1 page every day on this trip? Also, if anybody's listening and you're in the Orlando area, if you let me know as soon as you can. I'm trying to see if there's interest to do listener meetup. There's only 1 day I have open because I'm going to this podcasting convention. It would be March 9th in the evening. So if you live in Orlando or near Orlando and you're interested, let me know. Not on this chat because I won't be able to check the old chat. But you can message me through the website, sleepinmepodcast.com. Just click on contact. So yeah, I would sell tickets for it, like probably for $5. I'm thinking I would book a pod in the Orlando Eye. I would subsidize most of the cost, but I've learned from the live shows that I can't put any money out there unless, like, even if it's a $5 ticket, people are more likely to sign up. In the past, I've just had issues like with doing stuff for free and not then people don't like say they're coming and they don't. So, but if you're in Orlando or Larry, just let me know if you're interested, and then I'll go from there. Denny, our good friend, asks, how did Antonio Banderas become an occasional introducer of the podcast? I really honestly have no idea. He just showed up one day. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Like I think like maybe I ran into him. Like it was like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff about the podcast that's influenced by cartoons and cartoonesque spirit. And I think with that, it was like, oh, when we were first doing the series, like Get Bezos and After the Glass Slipper, it was like one of the bits that I enjoy about the podcast that I know people that don't like the podcast loathe, but that people that are falling asleep, they're already asleep, and the people that can't fall asleep, they get it, is like that introducing the ongoing series always takes like 5 to 7 to 10 minutes of like recapping, which is very efficient for a sleep podcast, but inefficient in any other situation. But I always want to find good fun transitions. And I think it was just a matter of like, I think we really early on when it was Posty, he would do, we did some musical transitions, and then people were like, oh, no, that doesn't work. The musical transitions, particularly for musicians, threw people off. So I think it was just somewhere in there. I was like, and then I said, wait a second. I think maybe it was like at an orange thing, and I was like, pulled an orange away, and I said, Antonio? And said, what are you doing right? You got like a, I said, come on, I got, and that was it. Friendship made in heaven after that. So that's that. That's how I met Antonio. Jeff asks, any plans to do live shows away from your home? If you come to the Midwest, you can stay with me. Professional cook. Oh, and there's another question, but yeah, there are plans to do live shows. It's just a matter of if it's sustainable. Thus far, the live shows locally, like I'm just getting down the performance aspect where I'm really comfortable that it would be a good value for anybody coming to a live show. So, I mean, I've been doing them since July. So I really feel like the show is just starting to click. I'm still trying to test out a couple other ideas. Then it would be a matter of, is it just like the stuff about the sustainability of the podcast? Is it financially feasible to do so? And it would definitely have to be a situation like where I don't have to take outside investment or debt. So it'd be like, can we break even doing live shows? And it would be great if I could get paid for my time, but it's like a lot of times it's like, can we break even if I'm like just investing my time as an investment? And then it'd be like, can we break even if I'm like getting compensated for my time? Right now, the live show is just like in a break even for the cost standpoint. But I mean, I've talked to some people like, and it's worth it. So I guess it's just a matter of, I don't know, it's kind of mind boggling with Sleep With Me, because Sleep With Me's listener base is huge, but asleep. Like, I don't know the latest statistics in front of me, but like, I think it's somewhere around 700,000 people listen to at least one episode a month. And then I'm somewhere around probably 250,000 people are heavily consuming the podcast or consuming the podcast regularly. Probably 100 or 150,000 are regularly consuming 6 to way more than 6 episodes a month. And so it is a matter of sometimes it's like hard for me to be like, okay, I know how many listeners we have probably in this area, but how many of them will hear me mention it and take action? So yeah, at some point we'll get it figured out. And I mean, the live shows are really fun, so I'd love for everybody to be able to do it. Yeah. So it's like it is a matter of just getting there slow and steady. I guess that's always been the case with the podcast. So, I mean, yeah, I'd like to tour the podcast, not one big tour, but maybe small tours, kind of like my brother may do. All right, Jennifer asks, any plans for Stan merch? Yeah, Stan's probably the top. I mean, there is a concern. It's like if we did a Stan merch, would it sell? Hopefully Bernie, like it always comes down to, again, like fronting things and then being like, but I think Stan would be the next character to go on a shirt or some other item. We kind of hope the Bernie bags would sell better because the art is so awesome, and it's kind of like, how come these didn't really sell? So it's very similar to live show. Where it's like, I mean, I know the pajama pants are going to sell well. I mean, or at least initially, and then will they just sell well? And like the Emily Tat print shirt, like, I mean, that one's so cool because you can wear it anywhere. So it is, and then, again, it's like we would slowly add stuff to the merch store just because, again, we're just making financially everything with the podcast is based on like slow, deliberate financial decisions a lot of times too, because it is about keeping the show sustainable. Still have these left over from my Valentine's Day live show. What did that say? Citrus? Oh no, cutie. Cool. So yeah, Stan probably is the next character to go on something. Charles wants everybody to say, tell Cole we love her, Cole. Everybody loves you. Cool. I think that's it on those questions. Doesn't look like, I guess Sunday's tough. Dylan's the only one that popped into oh no, is that live chat? Yeah. So I think there's 4 people in here. Anybody has any questions, hit me. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to work on the podcast. Let me just check. Okay, there's no questions here. I thought there was like 1 or 2 other questions in like a random spot. But yeah, what does this one say? Oh, this is cutie. Do do da 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 do da 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 da. Okay, no questions there. Ba 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 ba. It's your chance. Get a question in. Ba do 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 da 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 dee da da. Searching for. I don't know why that song's stuck in my head. Da 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 do 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 da da dee dee dee. And I know I'm having some coffee. Oh, Charles also had a question about Amazon affiliate link. It still works. We get just a little bit. We still get a tiny percentage of people that use that link. So that is big help. So thank you for that. I think that's it. If anybody has any questions, unless I'm not seeing the chat, come on. I know you're watching there. I don't know who's watching. Ba 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 bum. Bum. Ba 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 ba. Any predictions for the final GOT season? Dylan asks. I don't know. I don't read any blogs or anything because I don't like to be spoiled at all. So, I mean, I'm really just worried about the shortness of the season because for my own entertainment value. I mean, if I had any predictions, it would be how are they going to misdirect and redirect, because that seems like what Weiss and Benioff are really skilled at. So, I mean, one of the interesting things we've been waiting for is like the Mountain and the Hound, right? And will they ever show down, or the Hound or the Mountain and anything with any of the sands, like people from Sunspear or whatever. So I think there'll probably be a misdirect there. But I mean, I don't know. Like, will the mountain ever come up? And I mean, but I mean, I don't know. So I would wonder what's going to happen with the Hound and the Mountain, and I wouldn't doubt it if they're like fighting side by side or something. But then they probably wouldn't do that. Would they make the Mountain in some sort of heroic position or not? Will Arya fight back? I mean, I think Arya. I guess it would be interesting. Is like how many people will Arya get back? Probably Arya and Cersei will be side by side or something. Like maybe like who will they place together? Since they can't tell. I mean, there'll probably be one or two broad episodes with this giant battle stuff, but or maybe they won't. So it'd be like Arya and Cersei in the mountain together, or the Hound. What other stories would I like to see? Like Jaime, what's going to happen with Jaime and Brienne? Like probably Brienne. Like, I mean, Jaime's always been headed towards tragedy, so probably that'll keep. I mean, he just can't stay out of his own way. So I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to whatever terrible things happen. sorry for anybody's. Whatever happens to that freaking Reaver dude, whoever Euron Greyjoy. Like, so I've been looking forward most to like Khaleesi dealing with him. Sooner the better. Maybe in episode 1. I don't like, not since Ramsay have I loathed somebody so much, a character. Probably something interesting will happen with my buddy, whose name now I can't remember. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm sad because it's kind of like it's only 6 episodes. I haven't started rewatching it. I don't have an HBO subscription right now. I got one more episode of Russian Doll left. Really looking forward. I tried to watch that last night. My internet went out. The last episode. So I'm really looking forward to watching that tonight to see how that concludes. It was like, it's not everybody's show, but and again, like if you stay for the first, if at first you're not sure, like stick around to episode 3 or 4 and you'll be hooked. Like, I mean, for most people. Hey Joe, I answered your question earlier. I can't. Oh, what was your question? I know I answered it. Yeah, I did answer your question earlier, but now I forgot what it was. But it's about I don't know. Yeah, I liked Russian Doll. Hi Heidi. You rewound to it. It's good because my memory is so terrible. Cool. A couple people are popping into the chat now. Joe, Heidi, or Dylan, if you have any questions, hit me up. I got to go pick my daughter up at softball in a little while, but I set aside till 10:30 for this. Otherwise, I'm going to work. Oh yeah, I heard that. Performance is awesome. I've been meaning to watch. I'll probably catch it. Saw Into the Spider-Verse last weekend. That was really good. Russian Doll. Don't say no spoilers. I still have 1 episode of Russian Doll left. So, but performances in that show are great. Yeah, based on like my imagination of Scooter Libby being in white collar prison reading Dear Abby. That's where the idea came from. And responding to Dear Abby. Cool. Heidi, Joe, any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to hit the road. Everybody drink a lot of broth because there's a lot of colds out there. And yeah, stay sleepy. I've been oh wait, wasn't there a question? There was some other question. Oh, it was about morning pages. I like changed my schedule recently because I consume so much sleep advice because of the podcast, and I was very resistant to doing this. But a couple weeks ago, I decided to test out the idea of getting up at the same time every day. I give myself within a spectrum of time, which is meant trying to go to bed earlier or fall asleep, like get in bed earlier at least. It's actually worked pretty good. I've just found like I have a lot of work to do, so getting up earlier, even on the days I don't take my daughter to school, if I get up around that same time, which is pretty early, I have more time to get stuff done in the morning. But I was like, oh, I'll be too tired and stuff. So Heidi, Fearless Flyer ones are patron only. I think our Patreon goal, so I think for $20 patrons, let's see, overview. So they're based on goals now. So I think I'm still a few Fearless Flyers behind. So like this month, if we're 2 patrons away from $20 patrons, I would record an episode and put it out. Then at 5,000 patrons, I'm going to do a Fearless Flyer live stream and put that out. And then hopefully $10 patrons. I guess I don't think we'll hit that goal. What is it? Wow, we're really short. Yeah, so that would probably go out to $20 patrons, but then next month it'll be an on location episode. So that's March. Then April will be another Fearless Flyer. So I'm going to keep flip-flopping. And then it'll be like, yeah, if we add, depending on the number of patrons we add, the episode would get released across all of them. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense for me to put the episodes out in the public feed because it's for like, I know how much it costs to make podcast episodes and distribute them. So even if they did it on the cheap for a corporate podcast, it probably costs way less than sponsoring Sleep With Me to make one podcast episode for them. So yeah, I just can't do it. Cool. Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening. And if you're catching this, well, I guess it's too late now. Usually I say the time because I had to change the time of this just because my schedule changed. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Thanks for the support. And I'll see you tonight.